Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Welcome to our group presentation. We are group 4 and today we will present chapter 4. Logic, Grammar and Rhetoric from Roger T. Bell's book. Translation and Translating Theory and Practice. I am Indah Nurhadiza Tisa and I'll act as both the moderator and first presenter, and my partner Rafli Hasan Hadaputra will continue as the second presenter. This chapter helps us understand how translation involves not only language accuracy but also logical reasoning and rhetorical effectiveness. To begin with, the main purpose of this chapter is to understand translation through the integration of logic, grammar, and rhetoric. Bell adopts Holliday's systemic functional linguistics, which identifies three main dimensions of meaning. First, ideational function, how language represents experience and thought. And the second, interpersonal function, how language expresses relationships and attitudes. And for the third is textual function, how information is organized to achieve coherence. These three functions form the theoretical foundation of translation. Understanding them helps translators connect theory and practice, not just translating words, but also reconstructing the meaning and intention of the original message. Purpose and benefit. Before moving the main discussion, let me explain the purpose of this chapter. The purpose is to understand how language functions affect translation and how translators reconstruct meaning logically, grammatically, and rhetorically. The benefits is to raise our linguistics and communicative awareness, meaning we can analyze how meaning is shaped beyond the lexical level. Now, let's go deeper into the main discussion. Main discussion, the integration of logic, grammar, and rhetoric. According to Bell, translation combines three dimensions. Logic represents reasoning and thought, grammar organizes the structure, and rhetoric conveys the invention and persuasion. In simple terms, logic ensures the message makes sense, grammar ensures accuracy, and rhetoric ensures that the message is communicated effectively. All three work together to create communicative meaning, meaning that translation must balance accuracy, clarity, and expressiveness. The first dimension is the ideational function, which is related to logic. This function explains how language represents human experience through participant process and circumstances. Let's see this example. The translator interprets the text carefully in class. Here, we have the translator as the actor and the interprets as the process, the text as the goal, carefully in class as the circumstances. If we change it into the text was interpreted by the translator in class, the focus shifts from the translator to the text. This shows how grammar choices can affect meaning and focus. Translators must preserve these relationships to keep the logical meaning consistent across languages. Slide will be explained by my partner, Rafli. Please.
Thank you, Ina. Next is interpersonal function, which is correct to grammar and tone. This function explains how language expresses relationship, attitude, and modality. Mood type include declarative for the statement, interrogative for the question, and imperative for the command. Meanwhile, Modalities show degrees of obligation or permission. For example, you may attend the meeting, show the permission. Even though both are grammatically correct, the tone and authority are different. That means translator must not only focus on the grammar but also on social context, politeness, and intent. A translation should reflect how speaker attitude and relationship are expressed in the target culture. Slide 7 Textual function describe meaning and theme rhyme system. The third dimension is textual function, which is related to rhetoric. This function deals with how information flow in sentence through the theme's rhyme system. The theme is given information, the rhyme is new information. For example, if we reverse it, meaning transfer in translator responsibility, both are correct, but the focus changes. The translators must pay attention to which element carries the main focus to keep the translator coherent and natural. In short, textual functions help translator maintain the flow, apprehensive, and coherency of the message.
Okay, thank you, Rafli. Let's summarize. Translation involves three interconnected aspects. Logic provides clarity of thought, grammar ensures structural precision, and rhetoric creates expressive and persuasive communication. Together, they form the three pillars of translation. A translator must think logically, write grammatically, and speak rhetorically. This combination results in translations that are both accurate and communicatively effective. From my perspective, translation is not only a linguistic process but also an intellectual one. A bell concept of transitivity made me realize that even small grammatical changes can shift the logic of meaning. A translator must be analyze how experiences are represented through grammar before transferring them into another language. Based on our discussion, we conclude that logic, grammar, and rhetoric form the foundation of good translation. Logic guides reasoning, grammar provides structure, and rhetoric ensures effectiveness. Translation, therefore, is a process of reconstructing meaning, not simply substituting words. That's all for our presentation on chapter 4, logic, grammar, and rhetoric. We hope this discussion helps everyone understand how translation connects theory with real communicative practice. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.